With the market falling amidst recession fears, let's use AI and machine learning to predict if a recession is actually going to happen. We first want to make our proper installs for the packages that we're going to use throughout this process. We also want to visit the Fed's website for their FRED API key so we can actually pull data from the Federal Reserve and use it for training our model. Give us data from the Federal Reserve. We can import our API key either through the environment or through Google Colab, which is what I used for this. We want to also import our actual packages that we're using that we just installed, as well as some pre-imported and installed packages. We can then use our API key in order to make a function that can take different series IDs, which will essentially be the parameters or the actual data we want to pull from the Federal Reserve. So what we're going to use in this case for our economic indicators will be the 10-year, 2-year spread, a different inflation rate, and just other things like GDP and that. And you can adjust this based on exploring that FRED API for later, and our label is that recession. We want to clean up this data set and actually merge it into a single data set, which is what we're going to do for actually training our model. We want to convert it to numeric and set our features, which is going to be what could potentially cause a recession, and our label, which is what we're trying to predict against. We'll then split our data into different training and testing groups. We can finally train our model and fit it so that it actually works for making new predictions based on the old data on if a recession happened or not. And finally, we can predict using our current values what the chances is of us actually seeing a recession. All right, based on this very simple keep in mind model, we only have a 1.8% chance of a recession occurring. Optionally, we can also plot some of the data and compare it against the different features that we used throughout this process.